I stabbed a friend of mine in high school with a pencil. I think the term is stab, but when I was in high school I was playing a super dumb try not to stab your friend's hand while you hit the table below your friend's hands game. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to describe it, but I know you'll get what game I talk about, and I stabbed my friend's hand with this very sharp pencil. He started bleeding like hell in the middle of the class and I took him to the med, which helped him curing the wound and putting like a band-aid or something like that, but to this day, I haven't told him that the pencil broke inside his hand and he still, and I can confirm, has the little pencil's pointy thing deep into his hand. I'm certain if this cause he has a black stain where the pencil hit him. Dumb. Yes. In elementary, I gave my teacher a card and a bracelet. Except the card had chewed gum on it and the bracelet was made out of floss. This is such a bad story to admit, but it happened. When I was younger, I was all about gift giving. I loved the idea of making cards for people I loved or getting them small gifts. Well, one night, I decided to make a gift for my second grade teacher. I wanted it to be extra special, so I decided to make an over-the-top card as well as a bracelet. The card was basically a full sheet of paper that the actual card stuck onto it. I know, what a waste of paper. But this is what I thought of as over the top at that age. After making the card, I realized I didn't have any glue at the time. I really had to brainstorm because I knew that my parents wouldn't want to drive to the store at 9 p.m. just to get a bottle of glue. I then realized I was chewing a piece of gum and well, gum is sticky. So I took the gum out of my mouth, sectioned off 2 small balls of it, attached it to the corners of my card, and stuck it onto the piece of paper. If that didn't get any grosser, I found a cute charm under the couch that night as well. It was a pink heart with little gemstones on it. I decided I'd make it into a bracelet for my teacher. But I didn't have any thread. And once again, my parents probably didn't want to take me to the store. So I got creative and grabbed some floss. I put the floss through the charm, and honestly, thank God it was unused floss, and tied a tight knot. Gave it to her the next day and have thought nothing of it since. The only thing I can remember was the satisfaction I felt when she hung the card up on the wall next to her desk. We abused one girl and she tried to take her own life several times. There was one girl who went to class with us. She was poor, withdrawn, miserable, and my friends and I found the right to harass her mentally. The poor thing tried to take her life several times. Why? Because she could no longer endure it. We were conceited and stupid teenagers who were as popular. I was actually just always by their side, but I was adding oil to the fire, as they say. The school didn't take anything seriously except for some conversations. We 3 girls ruined their lives out of fun and boredom. Now I regret it a lot, but what happened happened. I regret a lot, and now I am even on good terms with her. I think we say goodbye if we meet, but when I remember what I did, my soul hurts. My friends who also did it have no remorse or regret. I told a girl she couldn't write a Mother's Day card in elementary school. We were in 3rd grade and we were all writing cards for Mother's Day. This girl lived with her grandma instead of her mom, so I told her that because she didn't have a mom, she couldn't write a Mother's Day card. She started crying. My child brain couldn't understand why she was crying because I just thought those were the rules. If you didn't have a mom, you couldn't write a Mother's Day card. I think about this 13 years later and I feel so bad for saying this. I wish I could take it back. I wonder if she remembers this too. I got a kid in trouble because my friend was being annoying. In 3rd grade my friend was really clingy and I wanted to do something he will join into, so one day I couldn't take it anymore, so I got this one kid who was always getting in trouble to go and make jokes with him. Next thing you know, he made a "yo mama" joke. "Your mama's so fat she can't fit down a slide." My friend just started crying. I don't know why. His mom worked at the school and she was fine, but somehow that joke broke my friend and he just started losing it. We went back to class and I was a wreck the whole day. I was thinking I was going to get in trouble. At one point I looked out of the classroom window and I saw him taking to the principal. I think the only reason I was never called out was because of my good reputation. If you're still wondering, I still see my friend from time to time, but we're not as close as we once were, most likely because we went to different middle schools for 3 years. For the kid that got in trouble, I saw him my second year of high school and he has gotten better and joined the ROTC program and is doing better than ever. He's getting good grades and not getting in trouble. I lied about an assignment deadline and made my classmate unable to graduate. Long time lurker but first time poster. Background: this happened previous semester. This is this guy that I have almost all my classes with. This dude almost never does his own work. He is lazy and a freeloader. In my institution, we had team presentation and team stuff to complete and submit by the end of the day. And also, due to COVID, we do not have exams anymore but were replaced by graded assignments. And we have a lesson for each of our modules once a week. Okay, now onto the story. So this guy A has always been a freeloader. He never helps to do the team presentations and always sleeps in class. He is also a bit of a bully. He would always bully the smart kid in class to give him his notes and answers to the assignments, that proceeds to submit them as his own. Everyone didn't like him. I only had class with him this semester, but I have heard enough from the rest of my peers to know him. So due to COVID, we cannot change our teams. We are grouped into teams of 5. I got grouped with him. On the first lesson, the professor already said that this semester there would be a graded assignments every 3 to 4 lessons. These graded assignments will make up our final grade for that module. So if you failed the last assignment, you are basically not able to pull up your grades unless you got an A for the rest. She gave us all the due dates for these assignments. And of course A was sleeping through this. She also explained the late penalty, which is how much in terms of percentage would be deducted from your grade if you handed it in late, so 10% if 12h late, 20% if 24h and 30% if 48h and 50% if more than 72h late. The last cluster, which has the majority weightage about 55 to 60%, rolls up, and of course A does not care. He sleeps through the class. During this class, our professor specified that we had to submit our cluster assignment by tonight 2359. Obviously A did not hear her. Later, after class has ended, A comes up to me and asks for my assignment. This is how the convo goes. A: hey, send me you assignment. Me: why? A: cause you are my group mate? And I know you always finish your assignments within the week it's given. Me: thinking I can send him my first draft, which is basically an outline of my assignment with much less detail. Okay. A: checks his email and opens my work. Hey, this is half done. How am I supposed to get good grades with this? This is so shit. I thought you were smart. You're useless. Me: getting irritated. Well, it is your assignment. You are supposed to do it yourself. A: ugh. Fine. At least you can tell me when I have to submit this. Me: insert date a week from now. A: great. Leaves. I finish packing up and go home. When I reached home, I did some touch up on my assignment and submitted it at around 8 p.m. The next week the professor comes in for the lesson and looks very proud of himself. The professor finishing off by telling us how we did for the last cluster. Prof: so everyone but one person submitted their assignment. A: looks confused. Prof: everyone did well for the cluster, given that majority of the assignments was done with accurate data and information. The references has also improved from the previous clusters. For that one person who did not submit their assignment at all was the only person I had to give an X grade. Other than that, the whole class got at least a B. Well done. We were all happy that that was the end of the semester. While I left, I could see A was talking to the professor. The next semester I found out that he had failed the module overall. I knew he wasn't do that well, but I didn't know it was that bad to the point of being unable graduate if he failed any more modules.